Coming up, more in the lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice. Who is Mallory Bell? How on earth could such a beautiful girl with so much potential just snap? The months
Welcome to the hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab with author Keith Childs and friends, where business and fashion meets entertainment. Each and every Thursday night from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Welcome. Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Where business and fashion meet entertainment. Welcome to the lab. The hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab with author Keith Childs and friends. Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. You are tuned in to the hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab with author Keith Childs and friends. Welcome to the lab. Where business and fashion meet entertainment. Welcome to the lab. The hottest show on radio. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab. You are tuned in to the lab. Welcome to the lab.
And now, in the lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice.
Come on. Welcome to the lab. Welcome to the lab, guys. Welcome to another show, guys, to the lab presented by the Porter Firm, Justice, guys, Champions for Justice. I'm your host, author Keith Childs. Thank y'all again, guys, coming for another day, another show. We have a wonderful, wonderful guest. I can't wait. My stomach over here growling when I bring up my new guest, guys, in a little while. But first, I want to go over, first of all, tell y'all know this show is brought to you again, guys, by the Porter Firm, the Champions for Justice. Also, by Easy Pray, the trilogy. For every one of you all out there, guys, I want to say a personal thank you all if you purchased the book. I appreciate it. The numbers are doing astronomically well, but I still need you all to, if you don't have it, go buy the book. Let me show it to you. Show it to my fans here on Facebook. But guys, please go out, purchase the book. It's doing very well. I appreciate all your support, definitely. But guys, today, guys, before when we get started, I have on Tiffany Hainesworth. I'm saying that right? Just look right at it, guys. Tiffany Hainesworth, guys. We're gonna go over everything about this talented young lady before we get started and bring her up. But you know what I do before every show, guys? I go my 3 points of purpose. So it's time for 3 points of purpose, which is brought to you by Easy Pray. Guys, for those of you all first time seeing the show, my 3 points of purpose is just a little insight to get you through the week, stuff I come up with that I kind of apply to my life. All right? So let me just jump right into the whole 3 points of purpose. I got so much that I want to talk about. It's only a small segment, but I want to just kind of go back to my trip. My 3 points of purpose, I'm going to tie it all in. When I just came back from the Black American Film Festival, guys. Astronomical. As I said last week, guys, I want to reiterate this again because someone asked me to, and I want to talk more about it, is if you're in the entertainment field, guys, if you got anything behind the scene, producing, writing, anything, please make sure that you go next year, that you plan to be at the ABFF, the Black Film Festival, guys. It was absolutely, I don't even know the words for how enlightened it was for me as a new author, and the connections that it had down there for my business and just everything that went on. So what I want to talk about today, guys, 3 points of purpose, is make sure you follow your dreams. Make sure whatever you're doing, you do it, guys. You don't let anyone knock you off your square. And why am I talking about this today? I talked about this before, but I really wanted to let you know, guys, when it's your dream, it's your dream. It's nobody else's dream. And people will tend to try to put their fears, impose their fears upon you by telling you that you can't do certain things because, and I hate using the word hate. It probably have nothing to do with hate, but more so that they don't see themselves doing it. So until they say that you can't do it. So you want to make sure that whatever you got, whatever God got for you, is for you. That's why I don't understand the whole hate thing myself, because whatever God had for you is for you. So just keep that in mind, guys. So when you're around someone, I don't care if it's family members, loved ones, whoever, if you got a passion to do something and they're not supportive, you can't listen to them. You can't sit back and be like, oh, somebody's sitting beside you, laying beside you, or talking to you as a good friend, telling you with love that, nah, I don't think you should do that, or I don't see you doing that. If you feel it, and you feel it, guys, like a passion, you know it, and that's the key. That's the key to success. That's all these years. I finally realized what the key to success was for me. Follow your passion. Forget chasing money. I've chased money all my life. I've chased jobs, and you get the job, and you make all the money, or money that you feel is you're comfortable. But guess what? If it's not your passion, like me, you get bored with it. I get bored at a job within 2 to 3 years if it's not something that I'm passionate about. I'm ready to move on. It don't have nothing to do with the money. I've made lots of money on jobs, but if it don't keep my interest, I'm waking up every day wondering, trying to find an excuse why not to go. That's just telling me I'm not in my passion. So for you guys, if you have something, because I had a lot of people call me and I talk to, they say, hey, I'm thinking about writing a book. I started writing a book. All my advice to you, as Mitch Cradle told me when I went to him when I first had an idea about writing a book, keep writing. Just write. Don't listen to the left and the right. Don't listen to the namesayers. Keep writing. You're going to have people that tell you can't do it. You're going to have people that say don't do it. Oh, what you doing? I don't see you as my right. Just keep writing, guys. So that goes for, I don't care if you open a hair salon. I don't care what you're doing. Whatever you're doing. I always like to go over this more so because a lot of us just need people to speak that kind of inspiration into them. You know, when you're going through certain things and you're trying to climb, a lot of times that climb is lonely. And when that climb is lonely, you know, you can get discouraged because you feel like, dang, nobody hear me, or I don't know if I'm doing it right or wrong. It don't matter. See, what you have to do is give you some dropping some nuggets on you guys. I'm dropping some nuggets on y'all. What you have to do is set your mindset to not being afraid to fail. See, failure, you got to encapsulate failure as your friend or as an advantage, because once you get over the fear of failing, you're going to succeed. You're going to win. Who cares if you... I read this, and it's true. This blew my mind. This is why it's a good segue into the whole failure thing. Y'all heard of 409. I'm sorry. 409 spray, right? You heard of 409 spray? I'm talking to the people like they can see, like y'all can see her. But the 409 spray, guys, is a true story. Why do you think it's called 409 spray? And then somebody asked me that. I'm like, I don't know. You know why? Because 408 times previous they failed. And the 409th time they succeeded. And it became 409, spray 409. It don't matter how many times you fail. All that matters is when you win. You know what I'm saying? So you get out here, you do something one time, and you fail, and you call it quits. Nah, if it's your passion, you keep going. You try, you get up, you try other ways around. As my grandmother used to say, there's many ways to skin a cat. So you want to just make sure that you're running at it, guys, that you absolutely, if nothing else you took from this, just make sure whatever you're thinking about doing, if it's in your mind, if you're at your job right now or early today, and you're sitting here listening to this, and you're like, damn, I like my job, but I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. Find out what you enjoy doing. And how do you do that? That's always what's the key. Let me tell you, nuggets. Find out something you'll do for free. something that you enjoy doing for free, you probably tap into your passion. Don't look at the money. Money gonna come if you find out you're doing something that you love. Because I know people that's actually physicians that went at the job for the money. They don't like their job. They hate their job. They've left them jobs and did other stuff and was totally pleased because it sound good. You're a doctor, you're a lawyer, all that sound good and great. And nothing wrong with those careers, don't get me wrong. But if you're just doing it for the money and you're not passionate to be a doctor, you're not going to be the best doctor anyway. If you're not passionate in your job, you're not going to be the best at what you do. Find out I don't care if you're walking dogs, cleaning streets, be the best at whatever you set forth to do, guys. So, wind it down, guys. I know we're running out of, I'm coming to closure on my 3 points of purpose, but I just wanted to say, guys, actually it was more of 1 point. I just wanted to talk about how just to follow your dreams. Don't let anybody knock you off your passion. Don't let anyone instill their fear on you. Someone out there, I'm sure, talked to somebody about doing a job or doing a new career, and the first thing they said was somebody told them, you can't do that. You shouldn't do that. Why are you doing that? Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot do something. Believe, take it from me. I've heard it for years. I've heard it many years. Oh, why are you doing that? Or then you'll find those people who try to hide in a joke, but they really not being supportive. Block all that out. Don't even worry about that. It's coming. Just know, guys, if you want to succeed, be prepared for that. Don't spend too much time on it. Don't worry about it. Don't let it discourage you, because those people, here's my drive. Those same people that's sitting back, the non-supportive, the ones that hating, the doubters, the ones that don't really talk about you in publicly because they tear you down privately. Those people don't talk about you. You see them, you think they're your friends, but they don't ever say nothing to you about you publicly because they tear you down privately. And be the same. They'll come around. That's all. That's all I say. That's all I say. They'll come around. They'll look at your success. And I've heard, God told me before when I was telling them, we were having this conversation. You know what he said to me? He said, man, just kill them with your success. And that's what I'm telling you guys. Whatever you do, don't even focus on that. Focus on your craft. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on where you're going. And you don't have time to focus on that small stuff. Just keep doing what you're doing, and eventually, your haters will become your employees. And that's just the way it goes, guys. So, but that's my 3 points of purpose. But I want to just absolutely say, man, I'm excited about Miss Tiffany Hainesworth coming up here, guys. 3 points of purpose is brought to you by Easy Pray the Trilogy. Please make sure you go get it, guys. Follow me on authorkeithchilds.com. All my handles is Author Keith Childs. My website is www.authorkeithchilds.com, where you go copy your book, get it, read it, let's talk about it. Mallory Bell. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Mallory Bell will be on that big screen soon enough. So let's get involved with it, guys. So coming up next, guys, we'll be having my girl Tiffany Hainesworth in the building. So, but I'll be back after these messages. So stay tuned for Miss Tiffany Hainesworth.
More in the Lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice. Who is Mallory Bell? How on earth could such a beautiful girl with so much potential just snap? The months of waiting for the answers to these questions are now over. Find out for yourself in Easy Prey, the highly anticipated novel by author Keith Childs. Order your copy today. Log on to authorkeithchilds.com and click on books. Order one for yourself and one for each of your friends. You don't want to be left in the dark. Order Easy Prey today at authorkeithchilds.com. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017.
We're back, guys. We're back here. Welcome back. Back in the lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Firm, the Champions for Justice. Joining me, it's my girl. Finally get to meet her, Miss Tiffany Hainesworth.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And make sure I'm saying this right.
Tcapri.
Tcapri. Move it up where people can see that. Tcapri. Hey, one thing I'm already telling you, I'm super impressed because she come in bearing gifts. So she hit me up and say, "Hey, Keith, do you like butter cake?" I'm like, "What?" Or what's the other kind you said?
bread pudding.
Oh, bread pudding. So let me tell you what she do, guys. Let me go over a little bit. Let me take these glasses off so you can understand. This talented young lady has a resume that's so impressive. Miss Tiffany Hainesworth, and I'm gonna go. I don't want to. It's so much. We're gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna read some of it because I want you to tell the people what you do. But Tiffany Hainesworth, guys, she's CEO of Tcapri.
Yes.
Tcapri Gourmet Treats LLC. She specializes in handcraft gummy bears, guys, that's made from wine and spirits. You know, it's wine, alcohol, wine and spirit, which is great. She created boozy bears and whiny bears because whiny bears.
Yes.
I'm sorry, whiny bears because she wanted to give her customers a true cocktail experience.
In a gummy bear.
In a gummy bear. So, and with a look, you know what? I ain't gonna read this. We're gonna talk to you about this. Miss Tiffany Hainesworth, please welcome to the stage, to the show, and tell the people who you are, because I don't want to take away from you. You got so much going on.
I am Tiffany Capri Hainesworth. That's what the Tcapri is for. I created my business to give my customers a true cocktail experience in a gummy bear.
Hold on for a minute. Make sure your mic is not covered up so she can hear you. Okay.
So I'm not certain if everybody listened to what Keith was saying earlier about 409. It took me approximately 9 months to perfect my recipes. And it was trial and error over and over every day. I mean, I literally had trays and trays of bears all over my kitchen table and countertops trying to perfect this recipe because, you know, dealing with wines, which I had at first was the whiny bears. Wines are about 9 to 12% alcohol by volume. So to get that to hold, it took some time. But then when I went into the boozy bears, which is, you know, approximately 45% alcohol by volume with alcohols, it took a while to try to get that to hold.
Did you say, hold on, 45%?
Like Hennessy's and Crown Apples, cognacs, they're 45% alcohol by volume.
Wow. Wow. Let me turn it. Somebody about to get nice. So, good. Let's just jump in, man. Where did you come up with this idea? This is a wonderful idea. Where did you come up with this?
Because a lot of people were soaking gummy bears, like buying gummy bears from the store and soaking them in alcohol, and they were like slimy and they would just get disgusting, and you really couldn't taste the flavor. And then you had a lot of companies doing mocktail bears, which they would say, oh, I have a rosé bear, but if you look at the label, it'll say non-alcoholic. So I was like, okay, well, I want my customers to have a gummy bear, but to have their favorite cocktail and to be able to taste it.
So you learn how to, let me turn this around. You learn how to perfect the gummy bear.
Yes.
And then infuse alcohol, spirits.
Yes.
Into, wow. Well, you know my next question is I want to taste them, but we'll wait for that later. So, and what else you do? I mean, you do, so you got the gummy bears.
Yes.
You also, too, you do baking. Let's talk about some of your baking. We got a good little while ago, so there's so much to talk about. Tell me about your baking. She's a baker, you all. She's a baker. Tell me about your baking.
My daughter's grandparents, I used to watch her cook on Sunday mornings, her great-grandmother and grandmother. I was brought up on bread pudding, so I know what a good bread pudding is supposed to taste like, and it's hard to find. Like, you can't go to Famous Dave's or anywhere, you know, of these chain restaurants and get a good bread pudding. So I sat and I watched her make this bread pudding. And I'm like, okay, well, I can do that. And a lot of people were like, Tiffany, can you make it for me for Christmas? Can you make it for, you know, Thanksgiving? And my daughter one day, she was like, you need to start charging these people, because I wasn't charging them. I was just making the bread puddings for them, right? And so when I created my Tcapri Gourmet Treats, I said, okay, well, let me introduce these bread puddings, but let me add a twist to it. Let me put the spirits to it.
Oh, you put the spirits in the bread pudding?
So I have a bourbon butter bread pudding. I have a brandy peach bread pudding. I have an apple whiskey bread pudding. So I created these sauces to go over my bread pudding.
See what I'm talking about? So look, I already feel your phone will be flying off the hook. So for the holidays and stuff, how far do someone have to put an order in? How far? Because I'm sure that they be fine.
Right. When I first started my business, you know, it was busy, but it was constant. Now I'm extremely busy. I've only been in business for about a year and a half, a little bit. But through word of mouth, which I thank all my customers, through word of mouth, my business has taken off. And I'm so grateful.
That is amazing. That is. So you're sitting here, so if someone, because me, myself, let me put it on there, be putting the orders in. How far do you start taking orders for just for Thanksgiving?
For Thanksgiving this year, it's probably gonna be sometime in October.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm crazy busy, and that's another reason why I wanted to create my business too, because as we've gotten older, we don't go to clubs and we don't hang out like that no more. I found myself a lot of times just sitting on my patio in front of the fire pit with my girlfriends or, friends coming over, and we're drinking wine. We want good food, So I was like, at this point in my life, in our lives, what is going to bring us together? Right. Good food, good drinks. So let me bring good food and drinks in a gummy bear. That's going to bring people together.
Yeah, and then found out that it's
adults, because you have to be 21 and older in order to consume my product, my bears, not the baked goods.
So are you in any stores, or are you just strictly offline? How does one find you?
I'm not in any stores. You can go to my website, www.tcaprigourmettreats.com, or find me on Instagram, of course. It's Tcapri_gourmet treats. I've done a lot of pop-up shops.
Right.
Actually, my bread puddings have been sold at Swan Point Yacht and Country Club, and that's in Issue, Maryland.
Okay.
So their head chef will contact me like, "Hey Tiff, can I get 5 bread puddings? Can I get an order of butter cakes?" And he'll specially put them on his menu, which has been really, really popular.
Oh, that's good. What I'm doing, I have my book is out now, and I'm starting my tour in July. Coming up next couple of days, I'm starting a tour around the city. And actually, my tour is called Read and Sip Tour. So we need to do something together.
Absolutely.
I'll get, we'll talk and find out offline, but we definitely need to, I would love you to do some pop-ups with me. I'm booked all the way now, I think all the way through, July, August, going into September, every weekend. So we'd love to do something, because you see that, guys. See how stuff works. You see us out on the road, you see it around the city. But no, that is, I'm so impressed.
Yeah, I just shipped out to Georgia, and I'm doing a sip and shop for a designer in Georgia on Saturday.
Cool.
So I actually custom created some bears, and that's going to be in Georgia. So that's going to be really popular.
So when you say you custom create them, you have like different styles?
No,
different tastes?
It's a taste.
Okay.
So what his bear is nothing that I sell on my website. It's a custom liquor. It's like a different liquors mixed.
Okay, so if someone want to come, if I want to order, if you and I want to order some gummy bears, they come. How do they come? Like packages? Can you let's look? Yeah. This is a good part. I was trying to get that out. All right, look at this.
This is an order on. If you order online, and it's approximately 300 bears in this bag.
Oh, wow.
But at my events, I do it. The only time I sell a smaller portion is at like pop-ups or something like that. But if you order online, this will be the size that you get.
And what's the price of those?
These are $50, because these are any top shelf bears will be $50.
The top
like Hennessy, Ciroc, Crown Apple.
Makes sense.
Then if you got like Margarita or something like that, that'll be $45.
So these little things, can I see it?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Oh my God, they're chilly too. Hey.
Oh, because I don't use any additives and preservatives. My bears are made fresh, and that's another thing that distinguished me from mocktail bears. Is that they're made with no additives and preservatives, so you have to keep them cold.
How in the world you know how to do that?
You want to taste them?
I do. I do. See, I don't want to taste it. Oh, let me set this over here. Phone. Let me set the bag.
So these are the Crown Apple bears.
Okay. Oh Lord, am I gonna get drunk? Cause I'm not a drinker.
Okay, look.
All right, good try. What is these?
Crown Apple.
All right, Crown Apple.
Crown Royal Apple.
Hey, this is absolutely good. Wow.
And a lot of people say,
how'd you get alcohol in these?
Right, because how do you freeze alcohol? How do you get alcohol? A lot of people ask me, did I go to school for chemistry or for culinary arts? I went to school for criminal justice. I have 3 degrees in criminal justice.
Right, we're going to talk about that on the other end of the break. Good. God,
so
these are delicious.
It was definitely tried.
Cara, y'all need to try these. Oh my God, these are impressive.
Thank you.
You about to blow up if you ain't already blown. God.
If I ain't already blown.
You ain't already blown. Please go get these. Please listen. No bull crap. This is a good treat. These are a great treat. And give them the website again before we go to break.
The website is www.tcaprigourmettreats.com.
Guys, we're gonna take a quick break. And on the other end of the break, we're going to keep on talking about, oh my gracious, if I ain't laying on the floor, on the other end of the break, guys, we'll be talking more to my girl, Tiffany Hainesworth, and her wonderful treats, guys. See you on the other end of the break.
We'll be right back with more In the Lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice. Who is Mallory Bell? How on earth could such a beautiful girl with so much potential just snap? The months of waiting for the answers to these questions are now over. Find out for yourself in Easy Prey, the highly anticipated novel by author Keith Childs. Order your copy today. Log on to authorkeithchilds.com and click on Books. Order one for yourself and one for each of your friends. You don't want to be left in the dark. Order Easy Prey today at authorkeithchilds.com. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017.
Okay. We're back, guys. Thank you. We're back. We're back again. We're back, guys. Presented by. See this bear doing to me? I'm being funny, guys. I'm being funny. Now we're back by the Porter Law Firm, guys. Champion for Justice. I'm being silly. Back here with my girl Tiffany Hainesworth, guys, with these bears, but they are extremely well. If you're just joining us, I'm sitting here. Tiffany Hainesworth, guys. She has some gummy bears. What kind is this?
This is Crown Royal Apple.
Crown Royal Apple. And I have a couple of them. And you know I'm not an alcohol drinker, and I feel it. I taste them. They're good. I'm super. Okay, let me move it back out of the way. Okay, I'm gonna put it over here. I think they want to move the bag, guys. We want to block the shot. So, guys, we just want to get back into Tiffany. So, we chased the bears.
Yes.
I am so impressed. I'm gonna put her on the spot because we talked about creating a bear for Mallory.
Yes.
We're going to do something like that.
Yes.
I'm going to hold you to and shake on that.
Shake on it.
You see it. We're going to put a bear together, guys, from now. This is sorely impressed. Like, you're going to be seeing us around together on this tour because you got to come out and support these bears, guys. These are absolutely delicious. And we ain't even gotten to the cakes yet. No. Let's talk about the cakes. Let's jump right into the cakes.
So my bread puddings, like I said, I started doing my bread puddings because of my daughter's grandmother and great-grandmother. You know, I wanted to do an old-fashioned custom bread pudding. So with the butter cakes, you know, I went to a lot of upscale steakhouses, Del Frisco's, Mastro's, stuff like that. And basically, that's the only place you can go get a butter cake. And the basis of my business, I want you to be able to come to Tcapri Gourmet Treats because you can't get it anywhere else, or you can only get it in specialized places. Like my gummy bears, you can only come get them from me. My butter cakes, if you're not going to an upscale steakhouse, you can come to me. So I worked on a recipe. I experimented with a recipe for a couple of months until I perfected that. And I perfected the butter cakes. And
you used to be a chef.
No.
A chemist and a chef. And criminal justice. So did you bring some butter cakes with you?
It's a fork in there.
Oh, okay. Hold on. All right, this is my favorite part. Go ahead, get it out here.
So
Lord, today. Hold on, I got it. Let me switch this around, guys. Y'all think it's a joke in here. Tiffany is setting up. Let me take it look at the butter cake. Oh my gracious.
So these.
You all will see it in a second, but I had to give Facebook a first view, guys. This is no joke.
So this
Cheese
is
and crackers.
My butter cake. Let me just do it like this.
My favorite part. This is probably my.
And I just baked these. I just baked these like an hour before I came.
Tiffany, this is no joke. Hey, when I tell you this is no joke, all you can do is that. Order her butter cakes. Good God, that's good. You just bake those?
I just bake those. And all my products are fresh. So if you order your bears, if you order bread puddings, if you order cakes, whatever you order from me, it's guaranteed to be fresh, made that day.
Wow. That is super good.
Thank you.
Oh my gracious. Oh my God, I'm gonna have me on. So give them the website, Tiffany.
www.Tcapri Gourmet Treats, so you can find me on Instagram, which I always post my new desserts and my new bears on my Instagram page. Is Tcapri_Gourmet Treats.
That is so. Hey, let me just do a little editorial here. That is one of the best cakes I ever tasted. No bull. No, I'm not even saying that because you're here. Like, that is really good. And I love sweets. People that know me, as you can see, I'm a sweet lover. That was super good. That is super good. So, I see they come in different sizes.
Well, the butter cakes. The butter cakes are the only ones that I serve. If you order a order of them, it comes in an order of 6. Okay. So they're in mini pans. Okay. The bread puddings, I don't sell those individually unless I'm at an event. So the butter cakes will come in a small.
Can you pull one out so people can see it?
Oh.
You don't have it in that.
Well, I can tear it.
You have a napkin or a tissue or something? I just want them to see. I want the audience to see. I want y'all to see this.
Yeah, I guess I should have done
And look at this.
So this is a butter cake.
That's the butter cake. That's the butter cake, guys.
This is the butter cake.
Can you see it? That's the butter
cake. Yes.
Wow.
That is my butter cake.
Good. Cook it in there. Woo!
Yeah. So the basis of my business is basically to give my customers something that that you can't go to Giant or Safeway and get. You can't go to the candy store and get. You can't go to these places and get them.
And I like the fact that you especially do something that's totally, like you say, it's gourmet.
Yes.
You're going out, you're just walking up and get it. If you want those gummy bears, which I'm surprised you can keep them on the shelf. That is, wow. And then the cakes. So you do the cakes. You can't even talk. Can't even talk, guys. This stuff's so good. You do the cakes, the gummy bears, and anything else that you make?
I have 2 new desserts that I'm working on.
Okay.
And, I take my time to create stuff. I don't just, I'm going to put this out and it's not good. If it's not good to me, I'm not going to release it.
Okay.
So I will experiment for months.
So you're your own critic.
I'm my worst critic.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will experiment for months, and I'll have ideas in my head or ideas in my notebook that I came up with months ago or a year ago, and I just haven't brought it to completion yet until it's perfect.
Wow.
Until it's perfect.
And then let me just say, hold on. I just can't stop saying this, guys. Please, I implore you, support Tiffany's gummy bears, her cakes, her business, Tcapri. It's awesome. I'm sitting there like, we're going to crack another piece of that cake in a minute. This is so good.
Thank you. And going back to my bears, because a lot of people ask me questions.
Right.
I'm a legal business. I'm an LLC, and I went through LegalZoom when I first created my business because I knew I was going to be working with alcohol, and I, of course, 3 degrees in criminal justice, and me working with Mitch Cradle and Anthony Commodore, I have to be legit in everything that I do. So the base of my bears is alcohol, which is either if it's a vodka or if it's a Hennessy or cognac or whatever, that's the base of my beer.
Okay.
So although I'm cooking it down, I'm adding more ingredients. Through the state of Maryland, you can legally sell 5% alcohol by volume. So when people think, oh, she's just soaking beers, I literally have to monitor the alcohol level with the thermometer. I literally have to temper. Yeah, it's like a chemist. Yeah, I have to temper everything. So once I cook it, I hand mold every bear. I have hundreds of bear molds. So I literally hand mold every bear.
And put it down.
Right.
Get it to its right consistency and everything.
Absolutely.
Well, tell me, and one thing that I noticed, in your impressive resume, repertoire, is that you were on Good Morning America. Let's talk about that.
Good Morning Washington.
Good Morning Washington.
Look, from your mouth to God's ears, I feel Good Morning America.
I came for Good Morning Washington. Let's talk about that. And also, I see that with the Yancey. You just had that, right?
Well, this is my 2nd year. Thank you,
Sean Yancey. And
thank you, Monica Johnson.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about the interview.
Good Morning Washington. Oh, I was nervous.
You were nervous?
You're in
your element.
Yeah, right. So that was amazing. That was absolutely amazing. And my gratification from people is when they taste them. Right. When they're like, wait a minute, this is not a Jell-O shot. Wait a minute, this is not a soap gummy bear. So the reaction that I got from Good Morning Washington was absolutely amazing. Wow. So I literally, on the show, which was a good thing, I started making the bear. So I had my whole... my bear molds and everything, and on Good Morning Washington I made my cucumber basil smash.
Whoa.
So I like to work with fresh ingredients when I make my bears.
Okay.
So the cucumber basil smash is fresh cucumbers, fresh basil, and gin muddled up. And so I infuse the gin with fresh basil and fresh cucumbers, and then I showed them how I made the bear on Good Morning Washington. So that was a really good thing. So people can say, really see she's really molding these bears.
And how long do it take for it to mold and all that? What's the process time?
Each batch from start to finish is about 3 hours.
Okay. Okay, then you said, okay, then tell me about the Yancey, Sean Yancey. Actually, I saw that, and I was like, wow, I was supposed to go to that.
Really?
And I want to do it next year, though. I definitely will be the next year.
That is an amazing event.
For real?
It's an awesome event.
Go ahead.
Last year, Monica Johnson got in touch with me, and we did it. I did my application and everything, and I did it, and it was an amazing event. This year, she reached out to me personally and asked me to come back. And this year, it was just absolutely amazing. And like I said, my gratification comes from, people's reaction towards my product. Yeah. So I've had a lot of older women come to me like, you don't know nothing about bread pudding, you too young, Right. And so I said, okay. Or a lot of people said, well, I don't like bread pudding, I don't like the texture. And I said, okay, well, just try mine. And I had one lady, she almost was in tears. She was like, I have not had a bread pudding like this since my mom, and my mom passed. Wow. She was an older lady. She said, who taught you how to make this? And I said, my daughter's grandmother.
It's funny you said I've never had bread pudding. My grandmother passed away in 95. Probably I haven't had bread pudding since probably before then. Because she made it and I tasted it, but I've never been, I haven't found one that tastes as well as hers.
I should have bought you one.
Oh my God, the bread pudding. Yeah, you're also a Cookie Johnson book signing?
Johnson, I was at her book signing. Was it last month? It was in April.
Oh, cool.
That was hosted by the AKAs, and although I saw Cookie Johnson, but she was so busy, I wasn't able to, grab her. I got an autographed copy of her book, but the AKAs, oh my goodness, they showed me so much love. I literally was just sold out. They swore, and I couldn't even break loose to go get away from my stand, even though I had 2 people working with me, but I was so busy.
That's a good thing.
I was swamped.
That's a good thing.
Yes, so the people that set up the whole event reached out to me and asked me if I can come, because the thing about it is, with doing a lot of pop-up events and vending events, people are looking for something unique.
Right.
They're looking for something that unique. Everybody doesn't have.
And that was one of my questions that I wanted to ask you. Have you seen anybody else in your lane? You're about in the lane by yourself.
I had an interview with Atlantainment in Georgia in March, and her name on the show is called The Brown Chick. She says, you have created your own lane.
You create your own lane.
And that's what Mitch says that all the time.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. When I say all the time, don't wait for your lane, create your own. This talented woman have created her own. I'm sitting there thinking, I don't know of anybody else that does this. Have you heard of anybody that do this?
No.
You're a pioneer. So that's why you're going to win. You're pioneering in what you do.
And I think that is so important in this day and age, because everybody wants to, oh, she doing it, I can do that. Oh, he doing this, I can do it too. Right. But it's creativity. You have to be creativity and do things uniquely on your own to stand out. And like people says, somebody gonna copy you. I said, let them.
Let them.
Let them. Because guess what? Just like a baby, my idea was literally birthed to me, and it took me 9 months to perfect this. And this was doing it every single day for 9 months.
Until you finally got that, you hit that 409. You hear that? That 409. You got it.
409, exactly.
Wow.
And so it's like my mentality is different from everybody else's. I always want to be uniquely me, which is I always told my daughter, when she was growing up, always be uniquely you. Don't follow behind anybody else. Don't, set your own trend. So even with my ideas, with my baked goods, I'm like, what can I create that nobody has? I want people to come to Tcapri. Like, I can only go to Tcapri and get that.
No, you are actually, and let me see, when you running a business and having a great idea, I talked about that about running with your passion, which you're definitely doing, and you created a lane. Now, anybody else that come, you're the pioneer in it. See, that's the winners are the pioneers, right? You know that, right?
Yeah.
The people that do stuff first, or the people, if you're fortunate enough, because everybody can't be first, but if you're fortunate enough to do something and then you do it well, only the sky's the limits now. So, do you see in the future franchise? What if how do you want to? What if the world want to touch you? How do you see yourself growing in that aspect?
Keith, I have so much stuff coming up. I have so much stuff coming up. I am the type of person that you won't know I'm doing it until you see me doing it. You know, because my product is so unique and it doesn't have any additives and preservatives in it, you know, of course I can try to get into liquor stores and I can try to get into stores. I am not going to rush into anything because I don't want my business to be a one-hit wonder. So if this business progress, one thing big happened one year, one thing big happened the next year. That's how I'm going to. Absolutely. I'm not going to rush with anything in my business because I want to be. I am going to be successful.
Oh, you are.
My plan is to retire in 8 years. So I have a long-term goal for my businesses. So I do have something really big that I'm working on, and I'm not rushing into anything.
Well, let me just tell you. Let me just speak this and be true to it. You're already successful. See, when you I'm sitting by you, your energy, the passion that she shares, what you do, I mean, your product is already speaks for itself, but then your passion and how passionate you're about it, you're already successful. Success is all relative. You know what I'm saying? Some people judge success by, money, monetary. That's not the only greatest success. You're successful when you're doing what you love to do. You get up every single solitary day and make a difference for you. So, much success with that. I mean, keep on going. The sky's the limit. I'm gonna be right beside you, saying, "Hey, let's get these bands dropped in." But what I am going to do, Tiff, is things that I am involved with. And I have a lot of stuff lined up on my end. I want to talk to you to get you involved with, because I think how you like the different unique stuff, and like you said, our age group, that's how I am. That's what I want to do, to sip and read. I always want to do stuff different. I want to try to do something that other people are not doing. Nobody's doing this. Nobody is doing this. So also too, let's talk about, because it's great that talking about the book and stuff that you're doing, and I'm actually, I just launched my book maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and it's doing very well. But the mindset is to ultimately make this a movie. Now let's talk about production, because I know that's kind of segue. You right into you working with my man Anthony Commodore over there, and tell me about that. Yeah, tell me about that. You got some good projects. I mean, some good things on me. I was looking at you were with Trey Chaney.
Yes, we are doing Trey Chaney's biography.
Shout out to Trey.
Shout out Trey Chaney.
Right. Okay.
I actually met Anthony Commodore and Mitch Cradle when I was a paralegal in homicide. Because like I said, I have 3 degrees in criminal justice. So I met Mitch when I was a paralegal in homicide, and I actually met Commodore when I was a paralegal in grand jury. Okay. So I actually ran into Commodore a couple of years ago, and he was talking to me about King's Son. He's talking about King's Son. I was like, wow, that sounds like it's going to be amazing. He was like, Tiff, I know your passion, I know your hard work, and I want to bring you aboard. So I was like, okay. And so, I always saw Mitch, on Facebook and everything with Boss and everything. So I always had so much respect for them. Even when I was at the U.S. Attorney's office, I had respect for them as detectives and police officers. So when Commodore started with King's Son last year, we actually ran back into each other, like off the whim. He was like, hey, I need you. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'm going to call you. So he called me and we started filming King's Son. So he, definitely saw my passion for my job and everything was still there. And he was like, you're going to stay with me and you're going to move up. So, I worked with him. We worked hard together with King's Son. And I worked my way up from PA to producer with his company. So I'm a producer with Commodore Independent Film Work. And we definitely work with Mitch Cradle. With he's one of our executive producers as well. With the Trey Chaney story, and we're actually filming a comedic episodic called The Uproar. The Uproar,
I heard that. I've heard a little noise. How's that? I've seen. I think Commodore put something out about a cast calling or something.
We're going to be filming in August.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about that. Can you speak on that or no? It's too early to speak on it?
Yeah, it's too early to speak about that right now.
Let's not talk about
it. What I can tell you, that it's going to be amazing. It's going to be bringing so many different aspects together. Politics, community, the LGBT community. It's going to be bringing so many people together. So we're going to be talking about real life events. And it's going to be funny. We're going to turn them so it can kind of lighten up. But it's going to be relevant to what's going on in today's society.
That is well, I don't know if you know or not. My my journey actually to how I'm actually sitting here began. I think we restarted itself with Mitch Cradle.
Oh, okay.
You know, that's so Mitch. You know, always give him shout outs to Mitch. A couple of years ago, when I I have a company called Empower Group.
Okay.
And I reached out to Mitch because I saw him online. Didn't know him, saw him online with a camera, and we hit it off very well and became really cool friends. And then we started to do a project together. It was Mitch, myself, Anthony Commodore, and a couple other guys, a couple other people. And we was writing a TV show only to find out it was just astronomical. You know, it was way more than we thought. So we kind of just tabled it. But the great thing about it, how God worked, everyone that I had at the table, it's all now off doing their own thing, which is a good thing. Myself, Mitch, Commodore, Vernon Williams, my girl, oh my God, she gonna kill me. Kendra.
Okay.
Kendra, she actually my first guest on the show.
Okay.
She was on the red carpet on the Grammy. Chris Down, he's a producer with a lot of big name directors. So that is a good thing. And when you meet good people, you know, that vibe coming in. And I get that same vibe from you. You know, you see people out here doing things. You know, that's why it's good to support people and watch what they do, because you never know. You never know. So you didn't came say you got producing under your belt. So when we come back off the commercial, about to go to commercial second, the break, we're gonna talk about this criminal justice.
Yeah, because I'm a full-time federal government employee too.
Wow. Yeah, I want to hear a little more about that, and as well as some more about these good cakes and these gummy bears. We come back, guys. But the Trey Chaney, I'm looking at this here. You got the Trey Chaney, you have King's Son, and so you got all three of those things. Are you still working them, or finished?
We're finished with Trey Chaney, but that's that's being worked on, so we can get that out. And King's Son, we actually have wrapped up King's Son, and we're working on the Uproar.
The Uproar, great.
Yeah, so we have 3 projects.
Do they keep you busy?
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. This has been amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of experience.
A tremendous amount. I mean, just with Mitch Cradle and Anthony Commodore, that was a wealth of knowledge.
Right. Them guys know it. Them guys know it. They know. I mean, Mitch and Anthony, man, nothing but respect for them. They know exactly what they're doing. They on it. I love Mitch hustle, man. I watch him, you know, go to school, get stuff in. Him and I got that business relationship partner that we understand that, you know, you get tired of asking people for stuff. You create your own lane. You know, and it come a point where, you know, you're tired, you go around, you try to ask and everybody not really seeing your vision because it's your vision. And you can't get mad. You just do your own thing.
Right.
All right, guys, we're going to we're on the other side of the break, but we will be right back. Stay tuned, please, guys, for more conclusion with Tiffany Hainesworth after this. Please stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, more in the lab with author Keith Childs, presented by the Porter Law Firm, Champions for Justice. Who is Mallory Bell? How on earth could such a beautiful girl with so much potential just snap? The months of waiting for the answers to these questions are now over. Find out for yourself in Easy Prey, the highly anticipated novel by author Keith Childs. Order your copy today. Log on to authorkeithchilds.com and click on books. Order one for yourself and one for each of your friends. You don't want to be left in the dark. Order Easy Prey today at authorkeithchilds.com. Join the growing list of distinguished guests and advertisers on In the Lab with author Keith Childs. Our team will customize a package that'll increase your exposure and help your business grow. Call 240-667-6017. That's 240-667-6017.
We're back in the lab, guys, with Tiffany Hainesworth. Guys, please don't forget, you can watch and share this after the show's over. It will be, you can watch it at author Keith Childs on YouTube. Please make sure you click and follow all of my handles at Author Keith Childs, my website, www.authorkeithchilds.com. And again, you will be able to see this show and every other show, guys, that we do is on YouTube. It'll be up there tomorrow. And we'll be up there tonight. I'll put up tonight or tomorrow, but you can click on and you can go and get the show, the whole show, and see about Miss Tiffany and her Tcapri wonderfully impressive business that she had. I'm so proud of her. She's doing a good job and a great job. I say, let me look at success, guys. That's the face of success, guys. And I'm just happy to be able to finally get to meet you.
Absolutely.
I know we've been Facebook friends, and we're talking. I've been seeing you move, and I was like, you know what? Because you're supposed to have been on before. I think something happened while I was across. I thought they had you on earlier, but I was out of town. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
That's what it was.
I booked you for a date, and I had to go out of town. So I said, no, we got to get her back.
Right.
And I'm so glad that we got you back in the fold, guys. But again, check us out on YouTube. I'm on YouTube at Arthur Keith Child. So let me ask you a question. Hey guys, I want y'all to see something. I'm gonna be real with y'all. See, I acted for enough piece of cake. I'm putting it here. I don't want to chew it while I'm talking, but I can't wait to eat it. Your degrees, you say you have your degrees in criminal justice?
Criminal justice and criminal justice intelligence.
Okay, tell me about that. Let's talk about that. Intelligent, smart?
Yeah, intelligence.
Hold on, beauty, brains, intelligent, businesswoman?
Total package.
Yeah, you sound like Miss Mallory Bell. All right, well, go ahead.
So, when I was in high school, my high school sweetheart and his brother were murdered.
Oh, wow.
It was a double murder.
Wow.
And it devastated me. Like, I was done. I was just completely done. And so I was like, at that time, a lot of us were being killed. A lot of us were being locked up. And I wanted to give back to what I felt our generation took away. So I knew I wanted to go to school for criminal justice. At the time, after he got murdered, of course, maybe 2 years later, I had my daughter. And I was still in school, and my very first government job was at Secret Service.
Okay.
That was my first job ever.
Right.
Was at Secret Service. I started as a summer aide, and I liked it there. So after I graduated, I worked full time at Secret Service.
Okay.
I became one of the top analysts for the counterfeit squad.
Oh, wow.
So I actually did a detail in the World Trade Center. So I did a detail in the World Trade Center when the C note, which was the $100 bill with the big face, first was developed.
Okay.
And the Triad gang in New York were the ones that was reproducing the C note at an alarming rate. So I did a month-and-a-half detail at the World Trade Center, and my SAC, which is a special agent in charge at the time, he was like, "You are the best at this. You're doing an amazing job. I want to offer you a position."
Wow. Okay.
So my daughter's grandparents and I are very close, so I was like, I'm going to take this job. And she was bawling. She was like, "Oh my God, Tiffany, you can't take this baby to New York. You don't have any family in New York.
Right.
You can't go. Don't leave." And I was like, man, but this is the opportunity of a lifetime.
Right.
The next year, those towers came down. Yep.
The next year, the towers.
The next year, the towers.
And you would have been working.
I would have been on the 64th floor in the World Trade Center.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, when's your book coming out?
I know.
When's your book coming out, girl? You got a book, Ray. I'm intrigued.
I know. And then
amazing.
backtrack to when my high school sweetheart was murdered. I was supposed to be with him when he got murdered.
Look
and his
at God.
car broke down.
Look
and
at God.
he couldn't come pick me up, and he got murdered.
Look at God.
Yeah.
Look at God.
So I was supposed to be with my high school sweetheart that was murdered. I was supposed to be in the World Trade Center. And December 12th, 2012, I was in a major car accident where I hit my head and started having grand mal seizures. So from 2012 to 2015, I was having seizures and in and out of the hospital. So,
God, look at God.
I mean, when I tell you I was depleted mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, everything, I was depleted. Right. And then all of a sudden, I just stopped having seizures. I started thinking about ideas. The bears came. My bills was paid.
God.
Everything was just like everything that the enemy literally tried to take me out mentally, physically, and emotionally. And God was like, "Nope. But what I'm going to do is give her back everything you tried to take away from her,
and more,
and more, and more."
That is absolutely wonderful.
Right.
Your story is very inspiring.
When I left Secret Service, I started working at the U.S. Attorney's Office. My ultimate goal at the U.S. Attorney's Office was to get the homicide. And at that point, they was like, only the best of the best paralegals can work in homicide. You will never get the homicide. I was like, watch my smoke.
Right.
I'm going to get the homicide.
Right.
So I started as a secretary in narcotics.
Okay.
And I was so good, one of the attorneys told the chief in grand jury, he was like, you need her downstairs in grand jury because her personality will definitely get everything together. So they asked me, they can talk to me. I really didn't have an interview.
Right.
I had an interview, but it was an informal interview, and they hired me to go to grand jury. So the chief calls me in his office one day. He was like, I'm getting ready to go to felony, and I'm going to bring you with me. So I was like, okay. So I became a paralegal. I went from a secretary to a paralegal assistant to a paralegal in felony. And I was like, I told him, I went in his office, I said, Brad, this is my story about my high school sweetheart. My ultimate goal is to get to homicide. So I ended up working in homicide. So when I got to homicide, a lot of the detectives and attorneys knew my story. So we had a project called Operation Ceasefire and Project Lead, where we would go to all the elementary schools in 6D and 7D and talk to the kids about gun violence. So I would take pictures of me and my boyfriend that got killed and tell them my story. I had kids going up to the detectives, telling them they had guns in their houses, and you know, I mean, it was crazy. So all the attorneys and detectives wanted to always take me with them.
Right, because you made a difference.
I made a difference, and that was my goal. Like that was my goal. I gave back because I could relate. I mean, I would go into witness conferences, and you know, people be like, "You don't understand what I'm going through." I said, "I do understand what you're going through," and I would tell them about. I've been through that. I mean, my boyfriend that got killed, he was shot in the head with a shotgun. Like him and his brother both. So yeah, I know what you're going through. I feel your pain. I went to a double funeral. So I know what you're going through. So then they would talk to me. So now all the attorneys,
now you can relate.
I can relate. So now all the attorneys wanted me with them, and so I became the best.
You got. Let me tell you something. You got a discernment over you that God has put you here for a reason. You can do big things. Like you really need to reach. You have a story that you can really reach people. There's some people out here that need to hear your story. Not only do you need to hear it, they need to read it, but you can help people. It's therapeutic.
It is.
Because, like you just said, people can relate to you because you've been through the pain. People tend to turn off when you're like, you don't know what I'm feeling because you don't know, but the whole piece about your ex-boyfriend and his brother, then look how God just blessing you or just saving you. You're supposed to have been in the World Trade Center. Wow. Yep. I know when you found that out, you was like,
I remember exactly where I was when the towers came down. I was working in grand jury, and we were doing a event at the Holocaust Museum. And so I remember a security guard running downstairs and was like, "Everybody evacuate the building, evacuate the building." And then we heard the fighter jets going off, and I was like, "What is going on?" So when we got upstairs, it was like a movie scene. Like everybody was just going crazy, and they was just like everywhere, and I was stuck. I couldn't move, and somebody ran. I couldn't talk, and I couldn't move, and somebody ran. It was like the trade centers came down, and I couldn't move. I literally could not move. Somebody had to physically, Tiffany, come on.
Wow. Because in that moment you was just frozen because you thought about you supposed to be in.
Everything just went through my head. Everything just went through my head. And so once I finally snapped into reality, I just started bawling. I was just bawling. So it was like I couldn't do anything. Like literally I was limp, and they had to help me back to, because I realized what happened. I realized where I was supposed to be.
Where you were supposed to be. Look at that. Look at that. See, that's God. And if you out here and you got any reservations about God, this story here tonight, he is real, is he not?
He's real.
God, I mean, this ain't a gospel station, but Tiffany just took us to church. I tell you, your testimony, darling, is so great and so grand because it just furthers my resolve, and people who just understand that the powerful. You know what I mean? Certain things that only we can do, but certain things we got to release and say, let go and let God. And God definitely have that over your life right now. Like he's definitely blessing you and have you in a certain loves because there's I believe 100% wholeheartedly before we close down, guys, there's no such thing as accidents. No. Every single solitary thing that happened in your life, good, bad, and in between, happened for a reason and a purpose. And no matter how bad it is, you're going through that because you're going to pull something from it. You know, so your story is just, I mean, I want to just talk to you more. I gotta have you back on. You just was awesome. We won't have enough time to talk about your story now. You just unveiled to. I want to talk about that. A book. And you know you need to. I am. You need to write your book. You gotta write a book. You gotta write, like I write fiction. You gotta write a nonfiction book because you have something inside of you that can help people. You need to go on a circuit around the country telling your story.
Medically speaking, I still have a traumatic brain injury. So medically speaking, all the things that I'm doing now in my life, I'm not supposed to be able to do.
Well, yes, you do. God.
Well, from a neurologist standpoint, like when he told me, "Oh, you're gonna be on medication for the rest of your life. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that." I was like, "Yeah, nah, that's not my story." Like I literally stopped taking my pills. I was like, "I'm not taking those. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that." So if you talk to my neurologist, he'd be like, "Oh yeah, she has a traumatic brain injury."
Right. Not this one.
No,
not God, that God child. God, oh my God, we out of time. We want to keep it going, but Let me just say thank you from the bottom of my heart, Tiffany. It's a joy meeting you. Let me come. Absolutely, Tiff. You're a joy, man. This is, you got, hey, Tiff, give me your website real quick again so they can buy your
www.Tcapri Gourmet Treats, and follow me on Instagram, Tcapri_Gourmet Treats. That's where I have all my new cakes and bears and everything.
And before we get out of here, guys, remember, guys, please go to www.authorkeithchilds.com. Get your book, guys. Wonderful read. Please continue. Thank you for your support. And again, guys, thank you. See you next Thursday. We out.
Thank you.
I'm about to eat this food.
Wait a minute, don't eat it yet.